cannot thank you enough for the crazy amount of support that you guys can give. I love seeing that support so much. So again, in this video, silently smash that like button, and also make sure to hit that subscribe button. I will be doing a giveaway at 7.5k, and remember, I do go live on this channel. I do it very randomly though, so if you want to go in on that, make sure you subscribe with the bell on, which I know it's a very difficult thing to say, but I go live very randomly. That's really the only way you're going to be able to see me go live. I do ASMR live streams. I just do some regular NBA, commentary talk. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, in this video, I'm just going to be going over your guys' start bencher cuts down in the comments. In this video, we can talk about them a little bit more in depth. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. So make sure you check out yesterday's video if you haven't seen that out already. And I think that's pretty much it. Let's jump right into tonight's video. Alright, so like I said, there are over 100 comments on this video, so obviously I'm not going to be able to go through all of them. I will be going through a lot of them. I'm sure we are going to see some duplicates, so that cuts out a couple of them. And I know some people probably did some like joking troll ones, which again we can just sort of skip past through. I'm sure a lot of these are going to be funny. I'm very, very, very interested in the more serious, harder questions. One of the first ones I see here is start, bench, or cut. We have here Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, and the Greek Freak. It looks like it's some sort of international start, bench, or cut. Wow, that's a tough way to start the video, I'm not gonna lie. And with start benches or cuts, I mean, you can take it in either way you want to do. You can do it, their primes. You can think of it as right now as a player. You can think about it, players as individuals. You can think about if you're starting a team, what players you would actually want. It's pretty hard to actually do these pretty consistently. So, start bench cut, Jokic, Luka, or the Greek Freak. Oh man. Well, I think first of all, starting. I think just the all-around talent, how the NBA is going, building a team. I think it's pretty safe to say. I think everyone's gonna have to start Luka Doncic. I think Luka Doncic is obviously a very, very, very special player, not only because of his skill, being a great passer, being a great scorer, easily a triple-double machine, but just the potential of this guy being maybe one of the greatest basketball players of all time, the way he carries himself, the way he can lead, being a very young age, he's only just going to continue to get better, smarter, and his ability to make others around him better can maybe even become at that LeBron level of a guy. So I think if I have to start anyone, I think it has to be Luka Doncic, even though he is the youngest player on that list and the only player on that list that's not even an MVP yet. But yeah, starting Luka. Then between Giannis and Nikola Jokic, that's impossible. I think obviously there's no wrong answers. There's no wrong answers probably in this entire video, because this video is probably full of very good players. But I think personally, again, just personally, how today's NBA is going, getting a big man that can dominate like Nikola Jokic. I almost call him Luka Jokic. Nikola Jokic, I think that's probably pretty important. He is the greatest, best passing big man of all time, at least in my opinion. He can obviously be the full center attention of a team. He can be a very good complementary piece. He seems like a very fun, nice guy. I absolutely love watching Jokic play. I'm going to have to bench Jokic, and yes, I am cutting the two-time MVP Defensive Player of the Year, or may even win an NBA Finals this year, Greek Freak. And that's nothing against Giannis. I love Giannis, but I think we've seen so far in his career, you can't really play through Giannis like a normal superstar, like a KD. You can't play him like a Luka. You can't play through him like a Damian Lillard. You have to really set up an offense for him, and then he has to, use all of his might and power and speed to even get a bucket. You know what I mean? I Simmons and DeJounte Murray. Oh my god, you guys have really outdone yourselves. Holy cow. Okay. I think for me personally, the easy start would be Lonzo Ball. Sure, the other players are still very good defensively, maybe even better defensively, but I think still the untapped potential that Lonzo Ball has and hasn't shown yet because he's still getting, used to his role, not really being the go-to guy anymore. Still just getting used to the whole NBA game, adjusting the flow of it, obviously, changing his jump shot absolutely completely to a different thing from when he started probably playing basketball. It's been the same thing since now, so I think once he starts getting that down, I've seen like tapes of him in the off season so far, and he is looking fire. Like he is looking like he's about to go off an average of 25 this next season. So when it comes to the bench, oh man. I mean, this could be a little bit quicker, and I think I'm going to make this a little bit quicker one. I love DeJounte. I think DeJounte is a great player. I think he just needs a little bit more to his offensive game, and that's why when you compare, Ben Simmons and DeJounte, offensively, both not that great. Defensively, both good. But Ben Simmons is a 6'10 version of that, and also a very good facilitator, very good potential in himself as well. If he does get his act together in this offseason, I feel like he will do that. Let's hope. Let's really, 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 really hope. And, with Ben Simmons, he's still, a defensive player of the year candidate, a multiple-time All-Star. Sure, could you start Ben Simmons? I think yes, for sure, but I think just obviously the offensive capability that Lonzo Ball brings, but also being a great defender makes him a little bit more of an edge. But I'm going to bench Ben Simmons. No offense to DeJounte. I love me a DeJounte Murray a lot, but if you're taking two players who are not that great on offense, but one of them is, 7 inches taller than the other one, and definitely a way better, ball handler, creator for his team, I think Ben Simmons is easily the pick here for benching. No offense to DeJounte. Another one we have here is, oh wow, we have sort of like a Rising Stars one, and it's start bench cut of De'Aaron Fox, Shea Gilgeous Alexander, and LaMelo Ball. Wow, the Ball brothers are getting a lot of love in this video. Wow, De'Aaron, SGA, and LaMelo. Holy cow, those are three really good young guards. I think for me personally, right now, I would pick SGA to start. I think he is the closest to being a sort of breakout all-star, superstar type talent and potential. I mean, if you're comparing him to another player who's been in the league a little bit longer, obviously with De'Aaron, I think SGA just has a little bit more of a complete game. I think SGA is a better facilitator, a better all-around scorer. SGA definitely has a better jump shot than De'Aaron. I think SGA is just as quick, maybe a little bit less quick than De'Aaron, but still a very quick player, very explosive. He is bigger, he's taller, which is always great in the NBA. The bench between De'Aaron Fox and LaMelo Ball. Wow, that's really crazy. I think I'm gonna have to go and bench LaMelo Ball. And I know De'Aaron Fox, he's one of my favorite players, and I love watching him play, and he's very fun and everything like that, but if we want to talk about, 2020s, basketball era, having a player like LaMelo Ball is just more efficient and better than a player like De'Aaron, who really can't shoot. Not the greatest facilitator, good at it, but obviously LaMelo Ball is already an amazing passer, an amazing scorer. He's 6'7", 6'8", who plays the point guard position, has length, has a capability of being a great defender as well. The potential of LaMelo Ball, again, is off the charts. This dude could be an all-star he could be an all-star next year, you know what I mean? He's that popular, and I think he really can carry a load of a team like that. I think I definitely have to bench LaMelo Ball, even though, like I said, I love De'Aaron. Ooh, this one's a really good one. I told you guys could make different sort of variations of ones, and this guy asked me, out of all the NBA players under 25, pick 3 to start a franchise with. Oh man, that's a very good one. That's a very, 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 very good one. Out of all the players who are under 25, well, I can think of 2 that are under 25. That's pretty easy, but I may to say one player, but maybe I shouldn't. Actually, no. I'm gonna pick Jason Tatum. I think Jason Tatum and Luka could easily play together. Now I know Jason Tatum needs the ball in his hand a lot to be very efficient, very effective, but I think Luka Doncic can definitely get Jason Tatum the ball anytime he wanted to. Luka Doncic is always sort of a pass first type of guy. Sure, Luka Doncic can get his own. I think Jason Tatum could do it very easily, very well. I'm gonna go more well-rounded, and I'm gonna get a center. I gotta think of a big man who's under 25. I think Jokic is like 26 now. He might be 25 or 26. He's kind of old. I might pick a little bit of a younger player. I mean, Wiseman is really good and young. I just don't know how much potential he has, and he might be a little bit too fragile. You know what? I think I gotta go with the player I first thought about. You know what? I think I'm gonna go Luka Doncic, Jason Tatum, and Big Bam Adebayo with my last pick. I think with the way the NBA is going, small ball is very key, and getting a guy who's about 6'9", 6'10", who can guard pretty much 1 through 5 very quick on his feet. One of the best defenders in the NBA. Again, could have been a defensive player of the year candidate for sure. This dude has very much untapped potential on the offensive end. I love his game. Bam Adebayo. So if I, started a franchise in Seattle or Hawaii or some crazy place like that, and it was a, unprotected draft, I would pick Luka Doncic, Jason Tatum, and Bam Adebayo. This person actually did something different. They actually did a coaching start bench cut. They did a coaching start bench cut of Nick Nurse, Doc Rivers, and Steve Kerr. That is awesome. Okay. A coaching start bench cut. Now that's tough because, well, for the most part, a coach's potential and how good he is usually built around how good his team is. And obviously for some players or some coaches, they've always had a great team, makes them great coaches. Maybe they've always been on bad and, on very favorable situations, makes them bad coaches. It's kind of hard to say that. So Nick Nurse, Doc Rivers, Steve Kerr. For me personally, and do not take this in the wrong way, I think I'm going to start Nick Nurse. I think Nick Nurse here may be the best, by himself, coach. Maybe in the NBA, he's definitely one of the best ones. Now, obviously, last year with the Raptors having a very weird season, and they're going to have a weird next 2-3 years of trying to figure out where their team is going, the rebuild, the franchise. But even then, with this sort of weird season, they still were arguably a very good team and could have even made the playoffs if, again, just things more were going their way. But I feel like last year, Nick Nurse, well, not last year, 2 years ago, Nick Nurse really proved himself as being a really good coach with only having arguably one superstar in Kawhi Leonard and building a championship roster around him and really coaching that team very well. He coached before in the G League. I think he's maybe just shown more that with less, he can do more, you know what I mean? And then I'd probably bench Steve Kerr because I think Steve Kerr is a great basketball mind, but I mean, we've seen with Steve Kerr, the dude has been blessed with the greatest franchise of this generation with the Golden State Warriors. He's been blessed to be put in that situation. What if Steve Kerr was coaching for the 76ers, or if Steve Kerr was coaching for the San Antonio Spurs or something like that? How good would that team be? I don't know, but on the Golden State Warriors, he does do a good job. But is it because of obviously Steph Curry, KD, Klay Thompson, or was it because of himself? That's a great question, but obviously I'm going to cut Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers, as shown throughout NBA history, he's something different. I don't know. He's a very stubborn coach. I feel like he always just sticks to his gut feeling and does the same thing over and over again. I don't think he really changed anything up a lot throughout a series, especially in the playoffs. I mean, obviously blowing the most 3-1 leads in NBA history. I don't really want anything to do with that. I love Doc Rivers. Seems like a cool guy. He is a good coach, don't get me wrong, but I think I'd rather have start Nick Nurse, bench Steve Kerr. I might have to cut Doc Rivers. Well, this one's also kind of interesting. They did a start, bench, or cut of NBA franchises. They have a start, bench, or cut between the Washington Wizards, the Indiana Pacers, and the Charlotte Hornets. You guys are coaches, GMs, owners, all that stuff. So, man, that's a good question. Wow. I think for me personally, like say if I'm like a GM, what team do I want to be a GM of, or what team do I want to own right now as they are built? I think right now I would have to say, and even though they're probably maybe one of the one of the worst teams of this group, if I was a GM or an owner, I'm gonna have to start with the Charlotte Hornets. I think just the capability that LaMelo Ball brings, they have Bridges. All that team really needs is a good young center, and that team is already built for the future. They have dope jerseys. They have Michael Jordan there that I would, love to work with, obviously. And I feel like, well, actually, no, I'd be taking a spot because I would be the new owner. Sorry, MJ. But I think everything they have going for them is just in the right trajectory, and that's what I really want to look for. I don't want a team that's stagnant or going down. I want a team on the up and up. I would pick the Charlotte Hornets, and I think I would do a pretty good job, obviously being a rebuilding master on 2K. I feel like I could help that team a lot, so I'm going to start the Charlotte Hornets. Now, between the Wizards and the Pacers, I mean, obviously the Wizards, a playoff team this year, and have a, definitely the better player out of all three teams with Bradley Beal and even Russell Westbrook. That's a great backcourt. But, I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna have to bench, or I guess my second option would be the Indiana Pacers. I love Domantas Sabonis. I have a lot of praise for him. Now, I think I could probably build a good team with Domantas Sabonis. Brogdon is a good player. I'm very high on Karis LeVert. I think, I have some trade ideas I have involved with some of the players they have there. That team still has great potential, and also they now have Rick Carlisle as their head coach, who I think is definitely one of the better coaches in the NBA. I would love to be a part of that team. I'm starting the Hornets, and I'm benching the Pacers and cutting the Washington Wizards. That was a great question. Also, when I'm looking through these, I think I've seen a lot of these sort of same questions throughout the ones I've already done before, like, a start bench cut of Siakam, Randall, or Zion, or a start bench cut of let's see, Jason Tatum, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, like this, or ones we've sort of seen before. Nothing that's super different. So no offense, but then again, if I went through all 100 of these comments, it would take like 3 hours, 2 hours to probably go through. So, and there are a lot of like troll ones as well. Like this is one of a star bencher cut of JaVale McGee, Lonzo Ball, and Bol Bol. Like, no offense, I don't know if you're being serious or not, but I'm guessing you're not. I don't know about that, but let's see if I can just do a couple of very quick fire rapid ones. We have here Luka Doncic, prime Russell Westbrook, or prime James Harden. Wow. I think for me personally, a prime James Harden. I mean, I think James Harden was obviously in his prime, maybe even last year with the Brooklyn Nets. I thought he was going to win another MVP, but I mean, obviously James Harden can score, a 60-point triple-double game. I think that's pretty important. I mean, him and Luka are both not very great on defense, so I think either one, you're not like giving up anything on a big-time defense, but I think James Harden is just the better scorer, just a better player overall, especially in his prime, those Houston Rocket days. I think prime James Harden, that's a pretty easy pickup. And then between Luka Doncic and prime Russell Westbrook, I mean, I'm probably gonna get hate for this, but I'm gonna pick Luka Doncic. I love Russell Westbrook. Like I already said that in this video, but I think just averaging a triple double to me isn't as special as probably to a lot of other Westbrook fans and things like that. That's probably a lot of their biggest arguments. And he's a great player. He's a fun player to watch and everything like that. But for me personally, on my team, Luka is just, again, he's a bigger player. He's a better passer, a better facilitator. I think Westbrook could maybe be a better scorer, but Luka is already very, very, very good at that. I'm going to start James Harden, bench Luka, cut Tatum, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker. I mean, I'm going to start Jason Tatum. The defensive capability of Jason Tatum I've already talked about. Easily could be one of the top 3 players in the NBA in the next 3 to 5 years with, once LeBron, Curry, KD are kind of more out of the league. Jason Tatum, I feel like, will be one of the better players in the league for sure. Then bench Devin Booker. I mean, what Devin Booker's doing in the NBA Finals already is just absolutely mind-boggling. That dude is really starting to become his own player. Everyone's always talking about comparisons, but Devin Booker is Devin Booker, and Devin Booker is the real deal. I'm going to bench Devin Booker. I love me some Bradley Beal, but I'm not a big fan of undersized guards. I'm not a big fan of him. He's a good scorer, probably a better scorer than Devin Booker, but that's really all he really brings, I guess you could say. Let's see. You have one of Curry, Allen Iverson, and CP3, which I'm assuming CP3 would be in his prime in this scenario. If not, it's a pretty easy conversation, but if not, I mean, easily starting Curry. Curry is, great shooter of all time, a very good facilitator, great floor general, one of the better leaders in sports, in all the sports right now. Steph Curry is. I absolutely love Steph Curry. To easily start and then bench Allen Iverson or CP3. That's tough. I mean, if it's a current day CP3, which they didn't say it's prime CP3, I think it's a pretty easy Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson, in his prime is better than current day Chris Paul, at least in my opinion. But if we're talking about, prime Chris Paul, Hornets Chris Paul, early Clipper day Chris Paul, it's gonna be that Chris Paul, but they didn't really specify anything, so I'm gonna say it's prime Chris Paul. It's Chris Paul. I think I love, obviously, Allen Iverson, just a really good scorer. He was a very underrated facilitator. I feel like, even, obviously carrying a very bad, a very, 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 very bad Philadelphia team to the NBA Finals, but I love me some Chris Paul, especially back in the day where he can score 40 points and give you 15 assists. I miss that Chris Paul. I'm going to bench Chris Paul. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. Obviously, like I said, there are 100 comments here, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. I'm going to be looking over these. I'm going to be commenting on some of the ones I didn't get to in this video, so don't think you're being left out, but I think that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for the immense support you guys have gave throughout this video. Thank you for liking the video if you also liked the video, and subscribe, like I said, to be entered into the 7.5k giveaway. It is getting very close, so make sure you